and I ended up not, and so I did that song instead. And it's an incredible song, but it doesn't have lyrics, so I just kind of hum the melody.
Yeah. I love your honesty, and I ended up not doing it. So
Yeah, so hey, why not?
why not? Yeah. There is. I said to you when you sat down that sometimes you get a project, or I get a project, and I'll put it in, and I'll listen to it, and I'll get to one track. Like you got 12 tracks here, so in this case you get to track 3, and the song is so powerful that for me at least you sort of get stuck there, and it takes me a couple of weeks to hear the whole thing.
That's great.
Because I keep playing that same track over and over. Tell me about this third track, Flip Side.
Flip Side, yeah, that was a really fun one to play. And then when it came to the lyrics, it came in a lot of different segments. Sometimes you don't finish a song all in one go, sometimes you do. And I think that one I was listening a lot to Compare to What, that old Les McCann, Eddie Harris version, and it's still topical today, and it's also, it makes you want to dance, kind of. And I don't know, I was just kind of really inspired by that song, and also just watching a lot of news and being depressed over it. But
I hear you and I feel you. So that what's happening in the world around you gets in your head, but you're also a mother now.
Yeah.
You have 2 babies now. How is that, to the extent it has, impacted you artistically?
I mean, I think just personally it impacts you, and that, however that seeps into what you're doing, it's hard to really specify.
Yeah.
It does change the way I hear love songs, which is something kind of interesting. Well, there's different kinds of love now. Once you have kids, you kind of realize that, and a song like the song "God Only Knows" by Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys song. I mean, I've always loved that song, and I've always thought of it in terms of just regular love between 2 people. But when I had my son, I definitely started singing it to him and thinking about, oh my God, this is totally about a kid. But I don't know what it's about. That's just my own manifestation.
Yeah. Back to this point again, that there's a lot of piano on this, which is, again, I love it. I don't know that I can answer this question, but I'm sure that Norah Jones can, which is whether or not 6 projects in, do you hear yourself, do you feel yourself getting better?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, not overnight, of course, but I think, I was really playing a lot of piano on this record, and it was so fun. And I think I'm playing piano in a much different way. I'm digging in a little more, and I think part of the reason I didn't write a lot of songs on piano early on, I kind of switched to the guitar, is because I felt like anything I tried to write on piano sounded too piano-y. Yeah. And now I don't feel that way. And I think it's just because I'm playing it differently. I'm like banging it a little harder. I don't know. It's just kind of it always evolves, and it's just, it's been a while. So.
So I was thinking the other day, when you started, it's now 15 years ago when the nation got to know of you 15 years ago. When you were signed, you really were. I say this as a compliment. You were.
Oh, good. No. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me try that again. 15 years ago, when you were signed, you really were like an outlier, and you've gone from being an outlier to like the ultimate insider. And I was thinking about that and wondering, what have you learned on this journey from, again, being signed as an outlier? Your style was different. Your sound was different. Your approach was different. So you were an outlier. Now you're like the ultimate insider. Everybody loves Norah Jones. What have you learned on that? That's a big question. What have you learned on that sort of 15-year journey?
Oh, gosh. Well, that's a good question. I guess I've learned that you just got to do what you love. Yeah. It doesn't matter what kind of music you play, and that'll come through in the music, Yeah. And a lot of other weird stuff.
Yeah. What have you learned about the business of making music?
The business has changed a lot since I had my first record.
Exactly.
And, I think it's a lot harder for young artists now to make money doing it, but it's a lot easier to get their name out there, but only if they're really good at self-promotion. It's all really kind of a mixed bag, and I try to just focus on the music and, surround myself with good managers. I have a great record label, I'm lucky in that way. Yeah. But I don't know, it's changed a lot.
Yeah. How cool was it this summer playing both of those Newport gigs?
That was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun, and I treated them very differently. I had 2 different bands, both great bands, but, the Jazz Fest band was definitely guys who play a lot of jazz, and the Folk Fest band, they're amazing country rock musicians. So it was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 projects in, clearly you're still making music. You still enjoying the process of doing it live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to treat music as my hobby still, and I only try to do it when I'm excited to do it. I try not to pack too much into a tour to where we all get too tired. I mean,
Yeah.
we got to work, but I'm lucky
Yeah.
because I don't have to hit it too hard.
Yeah.
I can take a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say treat music like a hobby, I think I get that, but just so I'm clear, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I don't go in every day like a job and play the piano.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't like, when I'm writing or when I'm recording, I'm not thinking about what the label will think or record sales. I try to just keep it fun and the part of the job that is a job,
Yeah.
I keep that. I have a good business mind,
Yeah.
surprisingly, for an artist.
It's not
I'm,
surprising.
I'm a little type A, but creatively, I'm kind of, I like to keep it loose and fun and not think of it like a business,
Yeah.
musically,
Yeah. Yeah. When you said that you don't go into the studio, I hear you and I respect you for not going in thinking that you have to do something that's commercially viable.
Yeah.
But it must feel good though that to go in to do what you feel like doing, and when you come out, it is commercially viable.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I make a bold prediction,
I don't know.
or not so bold
Or
prediction.
not. I mean, who can predict? I mean,
Yeah.
most people don't buy CDs anymore, so I don't
Yeah.
know what that means anymore.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
yeah.
Does it mean how many streams you have? Does it mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I try to focus on the music
Yeah.
part and kind of,
I think what it means is that when Norah Jones puts out a new project, we're going to get it and we're going to listen to it and we're going to love it. The new project from Norah Jones is called Day Breaks. A lot of good stuff on here that I know you will enjoy. Available everywhere you can get it. Norah, good to have you back. It's been too long, but come see us again.
Thank you.
You're going to be on the road a lot, I assume.
Yeah, a little West Coast run and
Yeah.
some Europe. Yeah.
Good stuff. We'll have a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot.
All right. That's our show tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night from LA. And as always, keep the faith.